Arsenal, Tottenham nil at White Hart Lane. Was it business as usual? The 9-year drought has ended. Arsenal go 8 points clear at the summit of the English Premier League. Spurs fans, we want to hear from you. Arsenal fans, where you at? What you saying? How you feeling after another spectacular Premier League performance? And by the way, you did smash them. The scoreline was only 2-0, but you had them in your pockets for the large majority of the game. And then in front of goal, Spurs did exactly what I said they would. They didn't take their chances. Ramsdale was great. He performed the masterclass. But you know for a fact, Saka, Martinelli, Eddie are going to bury some of those. They were sitters. Spurs bottle it again. For me, that's them. I mean, they were talking title race 8, 9, 10 games ago. That is done. They are 5 points, I believe, now outside of the top 4. And Man United have a game in hand over them. Spurs' season goes from bad to worse. I want to shout out our title sponsors today, though. NordVPN. Get signed up now to protect your data online, your personal information, your debit card details, credit card details, mother's maiden name, and all that jazz. Scan that QR code on the screen or click on the link in the description below. You get a 30-day money back guarantee, but we'll talk more about them later. When your super chat comes in, man like J-Ron will get them starred. I'm obviously joined next to me today by Jessica Black, but more guests will bring them in a minute. How are you feeling after that massive win?
I'm feeling like I told you so. Not you necessarily, but we did the top 6 show, and I was offended by Spurs fans acting like because we usually get a red card and, Kane usually scores, that this was going to be the same. What did I tell you? We were leaving there with something. Didn't know if it was 1 or 3 points, but it's all 3, and you guys were diabolically bad, like you guys always are, and we were fantastic. So I'm feeling like I told you so. Everybody make sure George shows up for the next top 6 show so that I can get at him a little bit longer.
Well, this is the most important thing. Spurs fans, listen, history does play a part in fixtures because it gets into the mind of players. But as I said in my preview, people think I've got this weird Arsenal agenda, partly because of my relationship with you. And I'm like, it's not an Arsenal loving or Spurs hate. I'm just speaking facts. Arsenal are too good right now. And Arsenal are so far ahead of Tottenham, it's unbelievable. Spurs have been poor for a long time. A much better second half display from them. But their first half performances are absolutely horrendous. And if you go back and look at all the games that have dropped points recently, there's been many of them. It's the first half that has been letting them down time and time again. And Spurs fans have got to wake up and smell the coffee. Yes, they can blame Enoch. Yes, they can blame Daniel Levy for not spending money. But the way they performed in the second half, if they started games in that manner, which is a managerial tactic, they could beat teams. But I knew they were going to bottle it against Arsenal today. There was no shadow of a doubt. And I want to hear, and I'm calling out the media today, I want to hear the people still doubting Arsenal. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but the Arsenal hate, the Arsenal doubt has become embarrassing. It's legitimately 110% embarrassing. Every 5 minutes, there's another marker they've got across. There's another, but we've got to wait another 3 games. Let's wait until they go away to Tottenham. Let's wait until the big World Cup run in. Oh, once they get a major injury, they're done for. Look at your record since Gabriel Jesus got injured. You've just gone to probably one of the worst places in the country for Arsenal to go to, and you smashed Tottenham today. You outplayed them. You outclassed them. And, if Eddie Nketiah had his shooting boots on today, it would have been 3 or 4-0. They weren't scoring in a month of Sundays. And I want to hear from Spurs fans. None of the Spurs fans that are part of this will show up today. They will all be licking their wounds after giving it the big un. After giving it the absolute big un. But it was a trouncing today. The scoreline, just like Man United's game against them, I don't think did the performance justice. It didn't do the performance justice. Now, I want to go to some of these super chats before we bring Colleen and KJ in. This says, absolutely love the chant at the end of the game in Spurs fans' own stadium. Spurs are shite. Spurs are shite. Oh, I could sing that for days, is what Anthony Paul says. Also, where is Shameless George? Bring him out. He's gone for his shift at Tesco's. That must be where he's at next. Mikel Arteta project has officially gone bang. I love this team. Man United, see you at the Emirates. Dennis, I don't even want to think about it yet. I don't even want to think about a game yet. It's giving me nerves, big nerves. Nah, don't ever tell me Spurs are a top 6 side ever again. These players, blood. Blood. People still use the word blood. It's like they want to lose by 2 goals and turn up for the second half. And that needs to be called out, doesn't it, Jess? The fact that they are consistently underperforming in first halves of games. That has to be a tactical decision by the manager, surely.
I don't know if it's a tactical decision. I think it's more of a mentality issue. I think big teams come out and kind of put their mark on a game. They're aggressive from the off, especially at their own place. At your own house, you have to be, the king of that spot. They should go out and put the emphasis on us. They should be the ones that are more aggressive. I think Spurs have a beta mentality where they're like, let's see what they're going to do and we'll react to you. Big teams don't react. They make you react to them. I think it's a mentality thing. I don't think that Conte is saying, don't do anything in the first half. Stand off of all the Arsenal players. Don't make tackles. Give them space and just let them run all over you. So even if it's sit in.
Okay, 1 second. We're saying that there's some mic issues here. There's no mic issues. Yeah, you can hear it fine. Okay, sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
So even if, they wanted to sit in a little bit and hit us on the break, you still allowed us to win every second ball. You gave all of our players so much space. And for me, it's a mentality thing more than anything. And it doesn't help when your goalkeeper is just, I don't know, Lloris Howler.
Well, listen, I agree with you. I do think I think you called it right. The right words, beta mentality. It's a weak mentality. It's a loser mentality. And Spurs fans think I'm having a go at their club. The real Spurs fans who support the terrace, the likes of Jerome, I'm going to get your super chat in a minute. They know I'm speaking facts. I'm calling their club out to raise standards, to raise the mentality of the football club and the pressure that should be put upon the ownership, the pressure that should be upon the players, that should be upon the club. Spurs are the only club in the world that are pushing hard and campaigning to give one of their players legendary football status without winning a trophy. They want him to become the first footballer ever to have national and international and critical acclaim after not winning the trophy. That is beta mentality, and it's not going to ride, and that's why Arsenal beat them today. The reason you've lost in years gone by is you weren't good enough. Your mentality weren't right. So sometimes you've had better teams than them and you've still lost. But this Arsenal team is different. This Arsenal team is legit. And as I predicted very early on this season, Arsenal were going to be in the title race. They are the favourites to win. And you are better than Man City now as well. And that's the big point here. Arsenal are clear of Man City this season. We're not saying overall in the last 5 years. As of now, Arsenal are clear of Man City. And that's just a pure, unadulterated fact. Some more super chats here. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Lid. I didn't say anything, but thank you very much indeed. This says, Jess, make sure you get that apology from George.
I will be getting it. I will be collecting. I will.
That will be getting done. This super chat here from Malik says, I remember when Spurs fans came with chest at the beginning of the season saying they'd finish above Man United. Bottle Jobs wants a fight after the match. Should have done that in the game. I mean, we switched over and didn't see that. But I'm sure they did because they were crying. Romero was kicking players all game. They got schooled today in their own back garden. That's like another man coming to your house, having a good time with your missus, eating your dinner, and then wearing your slippers, bruv. Spurs fans should feel absolutely embarrassed by their team's performance today. They definitely should. Mudryk actually chose pain over glory. What the hell? We'll come on to Mudryk later on the show. But I need that like button, Smash Gooners. 2,500 likes on this stream, and we'll give away some free memberships for you. We'll get that done. United showed us you belong. If you beat Arsenal, we'll be grateful. We still have our double header if you lose those 12 points behind in the title race. Listen, Thanos City, if we beat Arsenal, we're going to be you've got to look out for us as well, bruv. If we are able to beat Arsenal away, I don't know that doesn't mean City are winning the league. That means we might. Come on now. You need a draw. If you're a proper City fan, you need a draw in that game because Man United are coming back too. Sick and tired of these poor first half. This is from Jerome, a proper Spurs fan, a real Spurs fan. He said, we're never going anywhere with this crap. Embarrassed again at home. Arsenal are so much better than us. That makes me sick. Jerome, thank you for being honest, my friend. It means a great deal you're being honest here. Most Spurs fans are not going to be. I want to call George that Spurs shite fan had so much chest and disrespected Arsenal. Bring him out.
But you know what was funny about all of it is like he never really said that they were going to play well or do anything. What he said is that we would get our red card, they will get their penalty, and everything will just be as it is. And again, like if you can't tell me how you're going to beat us tactically or with the way that you're going to play, if you're banking on the referee saving you, you're not good enough. Like
you're simply not. And Spurs fans know they're not good enough. Spurs fans know that the performances aren't there. They know that the players aren't bought into the manager. And I know if Harry Kane isn't scoring goals, there is nothing else left for them.
He got clamped. He got clamped today.
He did. And when he did get chances, Ramsdale said, "You shall not pass." Gandalf levels. Didn't let anything happen. Nabil here says, "Where's Patrick?" I see Jess here. Lol. What happened at the end of the game with Ramsdale? Also, Sky Sports put Hugo above Ramsdale. Lol. English media. Listen, every Spurs fan that wanted Hugo Lloris in the combined 11 over Ramsdale, I've just got one thing. I have just one thing to say.
Come outside, Tottenham fans. Where are you?
That's it. That's all we can say here. Dinesh says, "I think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League." As Liverpool fan, I know Arsenal are going to beat City. Jess, Arsenal are going to win the league.
Colleen said it first. She was the one who said it in like August. So I'm starting to believe a little bit, you know?
Absolutely. And of course, Colleen and KJ are with us here today. How are you feeling, Colleen?
Mudryk who? Who's Mudryk? Oh my, I'm literally buzzing. I'm buzzing. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. How did we lose to a team who have the best goalkeeper in the league, the best striker, the best winger, and won the transfer window? How is that? Tell me, how is that possible?
I don't know.
Anyone, any voice from anyone? How? Listen, and not one Spurs fan has decided to grace us with their presence. Listen, Arsenal winning the league, plain and simple. What a fabulous performance. The double in the North London derby in one season. You can't complain. You cannot complain at all.
It's true.
You know what? Terry, Jess, Colleen, you guys know that me and Arsenal don't have the greatest relationship, especially the fan base. But I said it to you guys, and I say I am coming around to Arsenal winning the league.
Arsenal are winning the league. That was a statement performance. Arsenal are winning the league. Get your bets in now. Do it now. Do it now. I promise you will not go wrong. Follow me. We're winning the league.
The whole thing about the Arsenal fans being loud when they're gonna win the league is just like that's what was really grinding on me. But if I look at the team, look at the players, look how you guys are playing. As a football fan, I can do nothing but be like, you know what? Yeah, they deserve it. You guys. If you guys go, but barring some mad capitulation, which I don't think will happen, you guys would deserve to win this Premier League this year. And no, if you really are honest, take bias out of it, whether you're a Spurs fan, United fan, Chelsea, whoever, Arsenal do deserve to win the league. The way that they're playing, the way that Mikel Arteta has turned this team around, a bunch of young players all fighting for this manager and this club. I have nothing but respect what they're doing this season. It's great.
Look, we saw it in pre-season. We saw how good Arsenal looked. We saw how fluid they were, difficult to beat. And of course, I understand there's going to be challenge. There's going to be challenge on that when it comes to how good that translates into the actual Premier League. But 2 or 3 games in, you could see it. And the only reason the media, the only reason rivals, and the only reason the Arteta outers, and I put all 3 of those people into the same category, denied it, is because they were scared.
They didn't want to see it, Terry.
They didn't.
They ain't trying to see it.
And that's why I called them out from day one. I could smell their fear a mile away. Beta's fear stinks. And you could smell it on them. They didn't want to admit they were wrong. And only weak people can't admit they're wrong. And you can smell that fear. Every Spurs fan, every Man United fan, every media pundit that's been putting Arsenal down all year knows how good they are. They just can't bring themselves to admit it. They're like that mum who knows their kid smokes and is a little shit, but never wants to admit they've got a naughty kid. You know them parents? That is what rivals are of Arsenal. And every time we're told they're going to crumble, they're going to fall, they're not going to win this, not win that, they prove everybody wrong. But they're not really proving us wrong. Your prediction's a lie. Saying Arsenal are not good is the lie. So of course it's going to fail. Of course you're going to fail. It's like King Canute thinking he can command the tide away. Arsenal are legit. They're better than Man City. They're 8 points clear. And all the all the talking points why they're going to fall back. Injured players, the run-in, midweek games, going away to Tottenham after they got beat by United. They're proving everybody wrong each time. So there shouldn't be any more doubt that Arsenal are a very good team. You can say you don't think they're going to win the league, but to say like you'll fall away, you'll crumble, you'll bottle it, I just think that is hope talking and fear speaking. And I've said it for months now. People are genuinely scared of how good this Arsenal team is. They really are. And your point around Mudryk, listen, Chelsea, your point around him, he's an idiot for doing what he's doing, because Chelsea could be 2 or 3 years in the making to get it. He could be getting a Premier League medal around his neck.
Let him land.
And part of one of the biggest and part of one of the best young squads in the world. I think he could end up regretting this move massively.
No, wait. Okay, we can't call Mudryk an idiot for Shakhtar not accepting Arsenal's demands.
The player
You know what I
goes where a player wants to go. If he says, listen, I hear you, you want that 100 million bid, cool. But I'm not going, Chelsea.
He wanted out of Shakhtar.
It didn't matter where he was
so
going.
badly. He didn't care where he went. That's fine. I hope he has to watch from behind those awful bangs. Watch us hold up the Premier League trophy without him.
He'll be in the Bundesliga in 18 months on a loan at RB Leipzig.
The other thing that I will say is that if we're talking about Ukrainians, let's talk about ours, the best Ukrainian in the league, which is Alexander Zinchenko. He was actually insane. I mean, well, he's better than Mudryk.
He was. But you know, I'm just looking at the fixtures here. Chelsea come to Arsenal on the 29th of April. Now, imagine this. Imagine you win it before that game and Mudryk has to give you a guard of honor at the Emirates. Guard of honor at the Emirates, bro.
I would absolutely love that.
Lord forbid any player want to join Arsenal and then don't join Arsenal, because this is mad. I think this is madness. The madness.
But we didn't actually. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about Mudryk and like whatever. He went to Chelsea. It's fine. He'll do his thing. Who cares? We have to go back. Zinchenko. That was like a 10 out of 10 performance from him. He maybe made like one mistake. And he didn't really play at the beginning of the season because he had the injuries. But for me, this is somebody that, I mean, Spurs fans before the game were like, Perisic definitely goes in there. I'm like, the only reason why he goes in there is because Zinchenko hasn't played enough games. By the end of the season, Zinchenko will probably be top 1 or 2 left back.
Not one Spurs player after that performance gets
that good. He's that good. He's an insane player.
He is a very, very talented player. City letting Zinchenko go is one of the, and Gabriel Jesus is a madness, because they are both inspiring Arsenal towards winning this Premier League title. And on top of that, the fullback role is being redefined again. Zinchenko as this inverted fullback is killing it. You've got Ben White that's done similar. Now, they do get on the outside and cross the ball every now and then, but their position is different. You've seen Man United start to use inverted fullbacks more regularly, especially on the right-hand side. And that's why it's like the change is it's not new, but it's becoming popular. And Zinchenko is the leader at that. There's no doubt about it. We've got some super chats here. We have got callers coming very soon in Brandon, Jason, Egal. George is backstage and will be coming on, so stay with the terrace. This here says City goal difference caught. London is red. Chester is red. Merseyside is red. Come on, all Reds. Predicted 2-0. Should have been more. Mind the gap. 8 clear minus a true striker. They better buy all our future targets, is what Sky King says here. Give Arteta the players he wants this January. And we will come back to that. We're going to save that super chat. We're going to come back to that a little later. 2 goals in on their head. Ramsdale, 2.41 XG saved. And that's the point. Listen, Ramsdale pulled off some great saves today. But you should be a couple of those opportunities should have been goals. Like, you expect your players at the highest level to take their chances. You know, Kane had 2, Son's chance, and of course the Sessegnon one. They should be burying some of those opportunities. As good as Ramsdale was, and he deserves credit, and I know Arsenal fans will want to praise him up, you look back at that, and I know Arsenal fans' heart sunk with some of those chances. Spurs, though, bottled it. They really did. Sorry, this super chat here says, researchers need to study this Tottenham team. How can they be this good and this shit in the same game throughout the season? That's a very, very good super chat there. Pure proof that football is not won just by goals, but by digging deep and being resilient. Spurs had their chances, but Arsenal were so strong together. And does that impress you, Jess and Colleen, around the strength now that Arsenal have? When you think for a good decade or so, you were quite weak in these big matches. The strength you now had is so impressive.
I mean, it started last season. I keep saying this and reiterating this because I don't want people to think that it just started this season. It didn't. It was last season. They started building those foundations. I don't know, Colleen, if you remember, but we went away from home to Leicester and we went 2-0 up. And then we had to defend almost for the entire second half because we weren't good enough to sustain. But we started to see like the backbone of that team becoming a lot stronger. And so this is something that Arteta made sure that he has. It's not just about the technique, like the technical ability and all that kind of stuff. He wants to have a team that's really hard to play against. And that foundation was already laid. Now you have the better players on top of that, and they've grown. Young players that probably had, the disappointment of not making top four, kind of crumbling at the end, that are trying to make a statement this season and are one season more seasoned. So it's kind of like you kind of expect this from a team, but from an Arteta team, you're always going to find players that are ready to actually do the hard work as well.
And hard work matters. Remember when Patrick said Spurs would finish 10 points above Arsenal?
Spursy.
Wow, what a claim. A Spurs fan kicked Ramsdale at the end of the game, which was kick the post-match shenanigans. Wow, a Spurs fan.
It's terrible.
A Spurs fan. We switched straight over to go live. That is a madness. I'll be taking a look.
Knowing Ramsdale, he's loving that. He's
probably
like Arsenal have just won 8 points clear at the top of the league, and one of your fans has popped over and given him a little kick. He will love that.
I need the FA to get into them as well.
Birmingham City and Spurs are the same thing. Birmingham City did that to Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. Now Spurs doing it to Arsenal. Listen, when you're the little brother in the city, it's peak, innit? That's all I can say.
Very true. Can't wait for Chelsea to come to the Emirates so we can make Mudryk regret his decision, is what Lid says here. This super chat says, 13 league titles, you've only won 2. Second half FC, Son dead, Kane dead, Lloris passed it. 2 leagues, don't make a big club. So happy to beat the third biggest London club mofos. Second ain't a big club. Sorry, 2 leagues is not a big club, fam. That is a strong message there from this very happy Gooner. Well done, Ramsdale, top keeper in the Prem on form. I mean, the saves today were great. Like, I guess one of those hard things, I'm criticizing Spurs for not taking their chances, but you have to put credit on Ramsdale as well. Fantastic. Terry, you're behind us. We'll beat Spurs. We'll beat Spurs for us. Well, yeah, we're going to beat Palace on Tuesday, and I swear we got above them. Or
You're 1 point behind them.
Yeah. So you might be behind us come your game against Spurs. You better beat them, bruv. If City get beat by Spurs, this Spurs team, honestly, they need to sell Luke Chadwick, aka Jack Grealish. Pep needs to put in that resignation if they get beat by the Spurs team. Imagine wasting Kane and Son's careers not winning.
No, they wasted their own careers, man. Don't blame Spurs, man.
I know.
Signing those big contracts.
Well, this is what I hope, though. This super chat here, that's Kane to Man United in the summer. Listen, give me Harry Kane. I want Harry Kane to have a genuine football legacy. The goals are great. They're cute. They're brilliant. But he don't talk.
Wait.
Terry, question. What if he's the issue? What if he is just a bottler? Why is that? What about that?
If he's just I don't personally think he's a bottler. I think what you said during the game, Colleen, though, about maybe he's just comfortable. Maybe he's just happy with that like easy life. Now, if that's true, he won't leave and join Man United. Man United, that shirt weighs heavy. It's like swimming through treacle wearing a denim suit. And still concrete boots. That's how heavy our kit is. If you've got bottle, if you've got ambition, you go to Man United, you go to Liverpool, you go to Arsenal, you go to a club where our fans don't accept draws away at a big club. We don't accept draws. We get angry over it. We don't celebrate draws. Tottenham, they celebrate XG. Like, you've got to get out of that comfort zone, Harry Kane.
Also, I know everyone's talking about Kane going to United to win a trophy. Maybe I should say it a little bit quietly, but United haven't won nothing in a little while. If Kane wants to win something, he needs to go to the other side of North London.
Arsenal.
I'm just saying.
Colleen.
What's Man United won in the last 5 years? BA.
You've only just won an FA Cup. Let's be honest.
Give over. United haven't won anything in 5 years.
When we win the Carabao Cup, when we win one of the Europa League or FA Cup. Well, the thing is, but you guys got to
But on a real level, I get what you're saying, Colleen. But we just know, I very much doubt there's going to be a Sol Campbell 2.0. By the way, if there was, I want him at Man United, but the content creator in me, Harry Kane to Arsenal.
Come on, let's go.
I'm just saying that he wants to win a Prem.
That
He wants to
literally,
win a
if
Prem.
Harry Kane went to Arsenal, it quite legitimately becomes the biggest moment on football social media ever. It may not happen. That'd be amazing.
Like
By the way, just over 8,000 of you watching. Biggest live match reaction ever on the Football Terrace. So make sure you're hitting like buttons and you're sharing the stream across your social media platforms. We will get into the game soon as well, but we're reacting what you guys think. Remember, the Football Terrace, it's our stream, but it's your show. So that's what you want to hear. We've got lots of calls coming soon as well. Best birthday gift I could have wished for. Still need 2 more signings. Funny how they think they are a big club, but don't win anything. Come on, you Gooners. Jerome back again says, Hugo Lloris, World Cup winning captain. Don't make me laugh. Losing twice to Arsenal in a season is hurting more than those dreadful performances.
Made a mistake in both fixtures as well.
The way he flapped,
Yeah.
the way he flapped at that
I'm telling you,
ball.
Hennessy Hugo, the man is drunk 24% of the time.
Thanks,
Twe-
Hugo.
24% of the time.
It works every time.
Thanks, Hugo.
Yeah, it's this here says if Arsenal don't win the league, then blame it on KJ. If he says something is going to happen, then it's not going to. This guy has a massive juju under his belt.
That is cat.
Odegaard and Partey, best cam and CDM in the league. I would say Odegaard's been the best attacking midfielder in the league this year. Is Partey better than Casemiro? That's the question, Colleen.
Casemiro and Rodri are like the two guys.
So what you saying, Colleen? Is
I think
Partey better?
Partey's top 3. However, it's like what I said during the game. It's that the importance to the team. So I think it's similar towards like a Casemiro, how he plays for United, in the sense that when Partey's not in this Arsenal team, Arsenal don't even have a chance of winning this league. We're not even talking about this in a conversation. That's how much he's in on it. So I can see why, especially from an Arsenal perspective, you're like, he has to be the best in the league because of what he brings. I think Rodri edges it, but I'd be inclined to kick out Casemiro. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind at all. I don't mind.
The thing about Partey as well is that like a lot of, I think the same thing about Ben White. Both of them have been arguably like they've been so good this season, but people don't talk about it because they had bad performances when they first came to Arsenal. And people have not updated their hard drive. Thomas Partey has not just been good this season. It's true. It's true. People have not updated it. Like they're still talking about him like how he was at the beginning of last season. He's been good since like when he said he was a 4 out of 10. He's been good since then. And so it's time to update, you know.
Yeah. Look, Odegaard 100%. I think Thomas Partey's been brilliant. I think Casemiro is better. But this is the thing I would say about these conversations. We are talking marginal differences in terms of where they all are now in their playing careers. The problem is when you ask this question, because people aren't brought up properly anymore, they would say, oh, you think Casemiro's better? Why are you saying Partey's shit? And that mentality is just alien to me. I think that top 3 in the league, no doubt. We've wiped the floor with Chelsea and make Mudryk regret not rejecting them. These levels, like Simon Jordan said.
Oh, poor Mudryk, man. Man just getting straight,
Mudryk, who is what it says here. Aaron Ramsdale, Ibby. That's the comment. Yeah, brilliant today. Thank you, sir. Gooner Fans TV says, hi Terry, I'm a small channel. You are one of the inspirations for me starting my channel. Just wanted to say thank you. And if you ever need an Arsenal fan, I would be honored to collab with you. Big up. Firstly, I appreciate being called like an inspiration. I don't feel like one. There isn't the type of person I am to feel like I'm that special. I'm just a normal, average person and football fan. But thank you very, very much for saying that. Too many content creators think they're special and they're famous and they're celebrities. You're not. You're just a normal human being. But if we inspire people and it makes you happy, so be it. And reach out, drop me a DM, and we'll try and sort something out and get you on the terrace, my friend. So not a problem. Mudryk will win a Champions League at Chelsea before Arsenal. Is what Mitch says there.
Move on.
Mudryk chose the bigger club. Wara Champions League. Asna is what Dak says there. This is at me. Can you break down exactly what was happening with Ramsdale at the end? We haven't seen it. we haven't seen it, so I will save you this super chat and we'll come back to it later. I'm gonna have a little look when we're talking to some of the callers. Wait a minute, baby brother Arsenal, you haven't won anything yet. Don't count your eggs before they hatch. Mudryk wanted the bigger club. Simple.
Sorry, how many points behind us are Chelsea?
Probably about 15 to 20.
Are they just about in the top 10? They're clinging with their lives.
And if Chelsea fans want to believe that to make them feel better while they sleep in 10th place, that's fine. But he was basically forced to go to Chelsea.
Did you see that picture? He's not even smiling.
Yeah,
like
he's not happy to be there. He'll probably warm up to it. But like, if that's what makes you feel better, fair enough.
Or if Mudryk scores the winner in the in the derby against Chelsea,
I'm just gonna take this mic. Get him out!
Listen,
the camera's dead.
all of this chat that they're chatting, it's gonna be peak. It's gonna be
hell.
Yeah, I know. Mate, it's gonna be hilarious. Terry, I hope you have Patrick coming on the panel. I still need to see him confident of finishing above Arsenal this season. Is what Daniel says. That he will not be here. He will not be here. You know my feelings on Enoch, but we're approaching dangerous territory with Conte. Only reason I'm not Conte out is I can't be bothered with the vicious cycle of sacking managers not backing him. I've said this so long about Tottenham. They haven't backed him, and not backing Conte is like swimming with piranhas and expecting not to get bit. You can't do something like that. He hasn't been back.
Transfer window though.
Yeah, they did win the transfer window. Spurs fans flip-flop massively on that. But the craziest part about it is this: the way you're playing in first halves is 100% on Antonio Conte. That element is true. Now, your board are to blame for keeping him here and not backing him. So you should be having to go at your board. But Antonio Conte is not getting the best out of this Tottenham team. You're playing god-awful football in the first half, and then you're chasing games. And as we told George, and as we told Patrick, and as we told every Spurs fan that listens to us, and the guys that tried to boycott the football terrace, how'd you like them apples with 2.8 million views so far in 2023? Boycotting. Who's boycotting this? You wanted to boycott us because we were speaking the goddamn truth about your club. And when people get angry with you, invariably it's because you are dropping truth bombs that they can't handle. My guy, you should be Antonio Conte out, but you can be Antonio Conte out or Antonio Conte buck up your ideas, son, and be unhappy with your board at the same time. The polarization is what doesn't need to exist, in my opinion. That after December curse is lift off for Arsenal.
It's like the thing with Leicester, and I'm not trying to compare Arsenal and Leicester in any means, but it was like when they were on their way to winning the league, it was like, oh, they're going to fall off here. Yeah. They're not going to win this game. They're not going to, and it's slowly starting to appear. We're like a game or two away from halfway point.
You know who couldn't get over that little hump? Spurs, when they were at the top of the table.
Well, it's true. It's over for Spurs. Kane is leaving in the summer, and then they are all and they'll have no pulling power for players, no Heritage FC. Come on, you gooners. Listen, I think with the emergence of Newcastle, Liverpool getting new owners, United getting new owners, Arsenal being back with rich owners, Chelsea will come good again. Spurs are pretty much done out here.
But Spurs, apparently, Terry. Dubai.
Well, they might. Again, that is what Spurs need. They need also a new billionaire owner that wants to spend. That will change the situation. And there are reports they're up for sale, but we'll see. Won 7 in 7 London derbies this season. We own the city. That's a massive stat for Arsenal.
That's big.
Amen.
That's big.
I love that.
This year, these super chats won't stop coming today. I'm loving it though. Thank you, Mudryk. We've just fooled Chelsea into throwing 100 million in the summer. We're coming for Declan Rice and a better winger than Mudryk. Come on, Arsenal.
Mudryk.
I sent you and KJ the kick on Twitter. Disgrace. KJ, go check that out.
I need to see.
You got your phone in here. Take a look, KJ. Have a little butchers, and we'll have a little look. This here says, I said this last month and I'm saying it now. United will have new owners in April, Kane in the summer. I hope you're right, Cedric, my old mucker. I hope you're right, brother. Nice win, not even Arsenal's top performance. Maybe the little kid inside Kane would want to come to Manchester United at the end of the season.
On the end of an Arsenal
I know, I like it. It's a little bit dangerous. It's a little bit dangerous. It's like when you got a bad belly and you let one slip. You take that risk. Am I going to follow through?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's a little kid. Climbed over like the hoardings to kick Ramsdale in the head. It wasn't a good kick. It was a weak kick, but like, yeah, watch it here. But he's a kid. It is a kid doing something very, very stupid.
Yeah, a child. Okay, so yeah, someone said, man, it's wrong.
Well, it looks like he means if you're big enough to do that, you're big enough to take the consequences.
No, exactly.
But what I'll say about this as well is like we don't control our players, we don't control our fans, we don't do this and that. I want the FA to go in on them.
Yeah,
because that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
that's
hello, if that was like if he had made connection, even if I was a little kid. If I make connection at the wrong part of somebody's head,
that's an M charge right there.
No, especially the way the FA have been clamping down on Arsenal for whatever reason.
Yeah,
this needs to get slammed so heavily.
Well, the kid, and whatever responsible adult is with him needs a lifetime ban from Tottenham because at the end of the day, if I'm out with my eldest son Archie, because the other ones are babies, if I'm out with Archie, we're at a Man United game. And he tries to kick a player, and my kid's off doing that. That is my responsibility. My kid doesn't go to school and bunks off school. I can go to prison. So whoever that parent of that kid is, lifetime ban. I'll ban the whole family as well. They need to make a stance. The club need fining, and it needs to be taken seriously. And maybe the kid needs a little trip to the police station as well, just to scare him a little bit, because that's disgraceful. Like, I know he's a child. But what have you done to your kid in terms of bringing them up where they want to go and kick a professional footballer in the head? This ain't WWE.
So do you think that this might be the Spurs fan that was on TikTok saying, you gotta stud him. You gotta stud him.
Hello, football fans. Maybe he's been inspired by him. Yeah, it's terrible. We lose to that lot down the lane. I will fly to Manchester and make sure that Pep Guardiola's hands in his resignation slip, or he gets a pink slip, is what Chike says. Ramsdale was legit at the end. Spud punched him. Oh, we've seen something different. It was a kick, but maybe there was something else. Normally, I would say Arsenal have won the league, but Arsenal have to play City twice, so that 8 points can easily become 2. United are in it too.
We are nowhere. Don't worry about us.
Don't worry about us. Don't worry about. We'll talk about that next Sunday. Arteta just confirmed he will buy a player. Come on, you gooners. Well, that would be good.
Wait. Arteta wants to buy a player, but will Edu Gaspar?
Yeah, they will the right price. Listen, I think you might see Rafinha end up going there. Somewhat Rafinha, maybe a Trossard.
I don't see it being Rafinha.
Oh, maybe.
I want to say Dan Juma is available. He's in London right now.
This here says, are you watching Bowley? Are you watching Mudryk with your Arsenal shirt? Money doesn't buy class. Won't be saying Insta stories any time soon. We're going to come back to some more of these super chats later because there's too many to get through right now. We want to go to some of the calls. We want to get your views and your opinions. First on the show, Egal is joining us live on the air. I'm sure he's got some energy. Smash the like and share buttons. Egal, welcome back. What you saying, bro?
Baby, we don't like the Chelsea. We don't like Man U. And most of all, we hate the Tottenham. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. We hate you guys. This is what you did. You caused your own pain. You said that Partey was better. You said this guy was better than Partey. Højbjerg, he couldn't do nothing. You thought you could play a kid Sar. Embarrassed today. You guys couldn't do nothing. Your midfield was embarrassing. You couldn't play any 1-2 touches. We look like the home team. London's our home. What do you call it? North London's our home. The whole city is ours. Every single team. And next is the Premier League. At this moment in time, you guys have nothing. I don't even want to banter them, Terry. I really feel sorry for them. They're that bad. They have a toxic manager who constantly berates his players and goats his fans into getting at him. And you're right. They can't see it. The writing's on the wall. He's not going to end the season. And at this moment in time, you've been outclassed twice this season by Arsenal in your own ground. When was the last time Arsenal beat you guys in your own ground? 2014. Every time Arsenal have won the Premier League, they've gotten something at Tottenham. And maybe we're on that pace. And you know what? Understand, if we win the Premier League this season, you did nothing to stop it. We got 6 points from you. You did nothing. You had 2 opportunities. Couldn't do nothing. Hey, I'm going to stop there. But what I'm going to say is...
Don't stop it, girl. Keep going. Keep cooking, boy.
The result was fantastic. The performance was fantastic. One of the best first halves I've seen. One of the best games in a while. Obviously, I feel like Odegaard at this moment in time is playing like the best midfielder in the Premier League. And I don't think there's much debate. I feel like a lot of our players at this moment in time are all in form. We went out of this game with a clean sheet. No yellow cards for Partey. No yellow card for Saka. No yellow card for Saliba. On top of that, all this Kulusevski talk, he couldn't do nothing. All this talk about Lloris over Ramsdale. Ramsdale was man of the match. Are you kidding me? And on top of that, I told you guys, Mikel Arteta is not going to make the same mistakes twice. Last year, we came with injuries to your house. No excuses, because you said to us, no excuses. So I don't want to hear about Bentancur. I don't want to hear about any of your players that are missing. I don't want to hear nothing. And I'm not going to call out individual people, because at this moment in time, you guys have embarrassed yourself so much, there's no need to even give your name time.
Yes, Egal.
I hear you, Egal. Egal, I'm sure we're going to speak later on in the week in the build up to another massive week. Top man for waiting to come on, and we'll speak to you soon. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Very excited, Egal there. Very excited, Egal there. This comment here says, Terry, do you think the FA will charge Tottenham for the Tottenham fan who kicked Ramsdale? Maybe they will. I mean, what's mad is you've seen like 3 or 4 teams surround refs this weekend, and they don't issue charges. It does show there's I don't normally do the tin hat thing, but you kind of got to.
You are now officially a fully fledged Arsenal fan with a tinfoil hat, my friend.
No, I'm just
is he wrong?
I'm just calling out.
He's not wrong.
So it can't be a conspiracy theory if we can all see it.
That's
like,
true, but...
do you know what I mean? This here says massive win today. We must beat United next week.
It's happening, baby.
By the way, that game next week, if Man United beat Palace, that game becomes absolutely huge, because obviously there's a 9-point gap again now because you'll win today. If we beat Palace, like we could theoretically go within 3 points of you. But yeah, I mean, but again, it's going to be epic build up, and we'll save that chat for in the week. There's no point burning it now. Terry, your dad is a Spurs fan and your brothers are Arsenal fans. How good is this? I've got one brother who's an Arsenal fan, one brother is Liverpool, and 2 that are Leyton Orient. And my dad is a Spurs fan, but yeah, like honestly, with my dad, he won't be that upset. My dad's like, he likes football, but he doesn't get like emotionally involved anymore. He's just one of them ones. He'll be like, he'll like have lost the game and go, it's rubbish, and then he'll put on Antiques Roadshow and just get on with the rest of his life. Like he won't. Like you can't. If I ring my dad and try and banter him, he'll just be like, "What are you ringing me to say that for, son?"
We're living life.
Arsenal's goal difference is the same as Chelsea's points, is what Devon Carr says. Can we have that Egal clip for Mudryk, please?
No.
It's on Twitter, but
No.
there's no point in putting that up today. Partey was unreal today. Didn't let the hostile crowd get to him. Simply brilliant. This performance needs to be talked about more.
Colleen, do you agree with that?
I don't agree. I think Partey was decent. Yeah. He was okay. I think he was like late to the party, especially in the first, no pun intended, in the first half.
Grew into it.
Yeah, he grew into it. I think he was the one who was the most off the pace to begin with.
All I'm going to say is, though, if that volley had went in, boy, that volley,
nothing to
that
say.
volley was sublime.
It was naughty. It was
well,
naughty.
well, I think that's what people see. He played well and he got better. But that volley kind of like sometimes those spectacular moments always stand out, and they can make you think
and
that
maybe
Partey's done a better
as
game.
well, we know the levels that Partey can do for
Yeah,
us.
I thought he was
okay.
The level that he was at today is better than most people's like best
days.
midfielder.
Yeah.
Like he was probably like a 7 out of 10 maybe today, but he's been consistently like one of our best players for the entire season. So, yeah.
No, 100% agree. We are the Gooners. What the F are you talking about? Cam here says Arsenal look good this season. Fair enough, but you've only just hit halfway. Anyway, my friend, I didn't read that until I got to the end. Talk again. We're just not doing the accusations here because it isn't for us to say. Talk transfers now, Terry. Come on, you Gooners.
Wait, why you got up there telling me for?
People, do you know what's crazy? Some guy actually DM'd me yesterday. He said, Terry, you did a video the other day saying we did a third bid and that Arsenal were confident it would go through. I'm like, yeah, I showed you the tweet of the journalist that said it. He went, it's not you saying it then. I'm like, do you actually watch the video?
No, guys, Tell gets commission off of every bad report he made.
This transfer window, because you miss out on Felix and Mudryk, every journalist,
it's like
YouTuber,
gun to their head.
literally, it's 50 cent settings. It's 50 cent settings. YF
many men.
Yeah. Thank you, Hisham, for that super chat. That was almost identical to the Liverpool game, apart from they managed to get a goal against us. They were toothless in both games, is what JB says. Dinesh says, Terry, you need to call Tottenham out. Call Tottenham out of the top 6. When Leicester won the league, they should have won. They should have won the league. Man United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal were not good, and they could not win the league. It's a fair point. Spurs fans know. They don't need me to tell them. They have. I still know Spurs fans have nightmares about that. The maddest bit was that was the closest Spurs came to winning the league, and they ended up third.
Beautiful.
Sorry. Beautiful show, Terry. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And make sure all the like buttons are still being smashed and you're subscribing. Kane should go be a kicker in the NFL. Only chance he's got of winning anything.
Listen, he dropped a left back in that first half, kicking it all the way up
It's
to the
so
front.
bad.
Why not?
Jess Colleen, you are beauties ready to cook.
Baby, the oven is on. The stove is on. It is preheated. It is ready. I don't know about your cooker, Jess, because mine, it's us. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
You warm up salads, man. You warm up salads.
You do warm up salads.
Cooking, man.
Just viewers, just so you all know,
I knew this was coming.
just so you all know, Colleen put out a tweet the other day and basically said, like, am I the only one who like heats up and warms up my salad before I eat it? She eats warm, soggy lettuce.
No,
Let
it's
her
not
cook.
soggy.
Warm mayonnaise, bro.
Any gentleman that's looking to Colleen, don't ask us to cook for you, my brothers.
I mean that
Stop doing
point is
that.
fair.
They
but
warm up
that's
that salad, you know.
That's not what I said, but you know what? Agenda's gonna agenda, so go for it.
What's good with the Spurs Academy? Where is the Saka? Where's the Garnacho? Where's the Foden? Questions will have to be up. Well, they've got Oliver Skip, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is he from their academy? Skippy boy?
Ollie Skip.
Ollie Skip. Well, they've got Harry Kane, but like he's nearly 30 now. He don't count.
Didn't was it O'Hara mentioned that exact same point, and Spurs wrote to him telling him
He did not do it.
to not do it.
Yeah, you can't be an ambassador anymore. The Spurs fan that kicked Rambo is too young to realize Spurs. This is their daddy, and they are forever in Arsenal's shadow. Yeah, that was just a kid hitting his own dad. It's not illegal to do that. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my days is what's been said here. Thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. Hishir says Arsenal beat Spurs home and away for the first time since the 2013-14 season when Arteta was our captain in midfield. Coincidence?
I think not.
No.
To quote Edna.
Where's George? George will be on. When I see George's camera come on, George will be on the show next. Before we go to any calls, I want to say a big thank you to our title sponsors today, NordVPN. If you've not used a VPN provider, I'm going to speak to you in human terms and not technical terms. It protects your internet access. That's very important when you're using public Wi-Fi. You might be in a restaurant, you could be at an airport, you could be in a cafe or a bar. It protects your internet and it protects your details. You can be hacked very easily when using public Wi-Fi. So your bank card details, credit card details, passports, etc. can be hacked. And then, of course, you can have your money and identity stolen online. One account with NordVPN through us means you can protect up to 6 devices. So your laptop, PC, smart devices, iPhone, etc. And it's all from as little as £2.87 per month. One of the massive benefits you get from this, though, is it enables you to have worldwide access to your content wherever you go. So when I was in Doha, and I wanted to watch the World Cup games, it was very difficult in the apartment we were in, wasn't it, to get the TV to work, let alone find the channel it was on. What you're able to do is turn your VPN on, tell them you're back in the UK, and you could stream it on the BBC, ITV, and all that jazz. And there's some big money saving tips on there as well, which I know we've all been talking about. Cheaper flights, cheaper hotels, and much, much more when you change your location. So click on the link on the description below or scan that QR code on the screen and just go and read about how good NordVPN is and how far it can take you forward in terms of protecting your data. So get that done now. Jules hasn't turned his camera on
He is coming.
He's on his way, is it? Okay, cool. We'll get him on in just a moment. We have a big super chat that's coming, actually. I can't see it starred, though. Or maybe we've already done it. This one here. It's just come in. Not that one. I didn't click on it. Where's it gone?
You did start.
There it is. 8 points. It's lonely at the top is what AA says. I want to ask this question, actually. How confident, Jess, are you now winning the Premier League? Now you're 8 points clear.
I'm not as confident as Colleen, I have to be honest, because it's still so early and there's going to be twists and turns and, injuries. And I know we kind of already talked about the transfer thing, but my confidence around winning the league does have a lot to do with what we do in the transfer window in January. And so if we were to bring in 1-2 players to really bolster the attack, with Jesus coming back in, ESR coming in, I would feel like, yeah, we should be winning it from here. But especially how good we're playing. And Man City not looking like the team that they were last season. But without reinforcements, I do feel like the lack of depth would hurt us. So I would say, ask me again after January 31st.
The transfer window. What about you, Club? I mean, you've always backed your club, so you just might be even more confident now you're 8 points clear.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very disappointed even now if we didn't, if I could see into the future. But Jess is right. I think it's given me like PTSD of last season where, we can see where the trouble might just come along, and we've already got that trouble. We've just managed to skate through it a little bit with Nketiah. We need another attack. We need at least 2 reinforcements, in my opinion. So come February 1st, if that happens, I'll be even more unbearable than I am now.
The
Not gonna lie.
key fixtures are those Man City games
Mm.
because I'm wondering where are you guys going to drop 8 points from, and it's going to be the top 6 games.
I mean,
But
if City play the way they're playing, I'm not
the
worried.
thing is, but will Arteta? The one question is, will Arteta do what Ten Hag did and say we're changing up the way we want to play just to combat you guys, or will he go
No.
to?
I don't-
And if he does, does that play into Man City's hands?
But I don't think he needs to. Arsenal are better than Man City right now. Man United had to adapt our game yesterday because we are. Listen, Man United are 17 games, 18 games into their rebuild. Arsenal are back. Arsenal are better than Man City right now. And when you say that, people will look and go, well, they're 4 times champions in 5 years. How can Arsenal be better? I'm just talking about right now. They are better. And how do we know? There's something called the league table, and that tells you who the best to worst team is at this point in the season. So Arsenal go into those games confident, and I think Arsenal will walk away with at least 4 points from at least 4 points from those games. The other 2 big games are going to be Man United coming to the Emirates because United are capable because we can adapt the way we play of taking points, and then there's Newcastle away. Outside of those 4 games, I just don't see anybody else having the minerals or the facilities to take a large amount of points off Arsenal. Not 9. They need to essentially drop 9 points and City win them to be able for City to overtake them. And I just don't see anything outside of those 4 games being possible to do it.
So again, I believe Arsenal are in the driving seat to win the Premier League. So Arsenal fans, please do not come on to me when I'm asking questions.
We're looking at you, Sam.
Yeah, no, but I'm just asking questions. So you find it, are you guys finding it hard to see 3 losses in the league coming up for the rest of the league? You got the rest of the 90, 7. How many games?
We've lost 1 game. So
so 3. You don't see 3 more losses at all anywhere.
I mean, here's the thing. I think there's less of a chance that we lose games now because we're going away from home to places that we haven't gone away from home, and we're getting points. Like we were leaving Spurs with something. I told you guys that, and so I do think that away from home to the Etihad, I expect us to get something. And I think where we are right now, of course, we need 3 points. But if you can go away from home to the teams that are in and around you and nick a point, you stop them from progressing, but you also progress as well. And so I feel, I think we'd get something from the Etihad. I think we'll go away to St. James and get something. And from there, maybe there's a loss in there somewhere, but I'm confident.
But you've also got to remember, City look far more likely to drop points and lose games than Arsenal. Arsenal might lose 4 games between now and the end of the season. That is conceivable.
Yeah.
But I would not bet against City losing another 4 or 5 games this season because City, if Haaland isn't scoring, who else really is? They don't look as good as they did. I mean, they've lost 2 games on the bounce. They knocked out the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup, they got a tough game against Arsenal in that as an example. Like City are really, by City standards, they're struggling this year. So everyone keeps saying they're going to be formidable in the second half of the season. Well, we're in the second half of the season in terms of the calendar year, and they've just been knocked out of the cup by Southampton, who are bottom of the Premier League, and they just got like the comeback from Manchester United. So for me, Arsenal are by far and away the favourites with an 8-point lead. I don't even think it's debatable anymore.
All I'm saying is, why are you focusing on City? Be the one to catch up.
Well, I was actually going to bring that up. I'm actually looking more at Manchester United and saying, where can they drop points? Because what is that, 9 games win streak?
Yeah, in all
competitions. So, I mean, this is the perfect time for Manchester United to gain some sort of trajectory. You know, we started off at a high, and people thought we'd capitulate from here, but we haven't. You guys you've done good enough, and then you guys are getting so much better. So you guys can actually keep going all the way to the end.
I think with Man United, I'm not going to do the cliched, if Rashford and Casemiro and Varane miss the rest of the season, we won't do it. That's an obvious thing to say.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see what Weghorst looks like. If Weghorst comes in and I don't think he's not going to be Harry Kane. No, we know that. But if he comes in and holds the ball up and brings out attackers in and we improve as a team, then there's an opportunity to turn around and say, I think we need to get through this week still and see what we do. But I am putting Man United in a title race because I believe you should be putting pressure upon your players. You should be putting pressure upon the board, and you should be putting pressure upon the manager. Do I think we're going to win the league? No. I think the best we can hope for now is 3rd place. But we're so ahead of schedule.
Third.
It's
Terry.
I know.
Seconds,
Maybe because City, as much as I'm saying that they've dropped off, that's by City standards. They are still one of the best teams in the world, Man City. I just think right now Arsenal are just on a different planet. And listen, we're talking about Arsenal tracking towards mid to high 90, maybe even over 100 points with how good they are, because they've just been formidable. It is halfway though, and we'll see what happens.
Of course.
George is joining us now. Spurs fan George is coming on to have his say. Welcome back to the terrace, my friend. How you do? Hello, mate. What? You shrunk in the wash?
Nah, man, I'm feeling good, man. Can you see the trim? It's looking fresh, though. That's what I'm
We don't care. Talk about your team.
Jess, say what you need to say first. I know you got a lot to say. You wanted me to come here. I only came here because I knew you were gonna say George disappeared. George wasn't here, so say what you gotta say, Jess, first.
All I have to say is I told you so. That's all I have to say. I was really confident, and I was a little bit disappointed how dismissive you were of Arsenal and the fact that we've changed and you guys are crap. So all I have to say is I told you so. Now you go.
Look, yeah, the performance is disgraceful. I did say anything but a win, and I would be absolutely disappointed, and it just wasn't good enough. There's no excuses, really. I don't come on here and give any excuses. Hugo Lloris, our captain, the guy that's supposed to be our captain, has let us down yet again, just like he did in the past North London derbies. Absolutely disgraceful. I'm fuming. I feel like he gave away both of the goals. Both could have been avoided. And although Arsenal did have other chances, I still feel like we had some chances. Son should have put it away. Oh, that guy, man. Finished.
That's what I liked about this win more, though, is that you guys, like, at the Emirates, I do think you guys overplayed. We had all the chances and all this kind of stuff, but you did have chances. And I love that you guys had all the XG, but Ramsdale was just the better goalkeeper. I love that. Because it hurts more because you guys could have scored a goal.
Yeah, no, even leading into this game, I didn't, as we see when we've done the combined 11, I didn't question Ramsdale being over Lloris, because Lloris has been bad for a while now. He's pushing 36. We can't really keep blaming it on him at this point, even though he's a horrible keeper. We should have got him changed years ago. He's a 35-year-old. He's a veteran, a guy that's coming to the end of it. Should have been out. And now, I'm just going to have to hold out. I really can't say much. I can't come in.
No, mate, I hear that. And listen, I appreciate you turning up, because we've all, it's my channel. The amount of times I've sat here in the last 5 years and been laughed at over Man United, it's been plentiful. But like the first half performances, I understand Enoch not backing the manager. I understand certain players got to go. But these first half performances, that has to be on Antonio Conte, surely.
I say no. The only reason I say no is because it's just time and time again you can see the big reaction from the team in the second half. I don't feel like he goes out there and tells the team to play so slow, because they start off good in the first 10 minutes. And then every time we trail off, the other team grows into the game, and then we just don't improve. And then they go into the halftime, come out, and they look like a new team again. They did again today. We look like a new team in the second half. If we started off the game like that, it could have went differently. But yet again, it wasn't good enough. Harry Kane, just weren't enough from him today, and the whole team just let us down. The only person I could say held their head high, Kulusevski, only one trying, and Sarr was not a bad game from himself for a young player coming up in North London derby.
The reason why I disagree with what you're saying about the whole Conte thing and they are playing for is because under Jose Mourinho, we saw this as well. First half's terrible, and then for Man United, first half's terrible, and then they'll come out in the second half and it'll be fine. I mean, and the players will end up getting a win or getting a draw, scraping it back. But my question is, if they're really playing for the manager, like you say, why after so long that they can't even get one first half right? If you're saying it's just the players and every first half they fail, then to me, they're not playing for the manager, because in the first half, you have a game plan. You have a game plan that you're doing,
I think
and
it's
they're
just
not
the
doing it
personnel
right.
issue. It's because, like you said, those players are similar to the players that are letting us down, are the same players that were letting us down 3-4 years ago. It's Eric Dyer again. It's Ryan Sessegnon again. It's Pierre-Emile Højbjerg again. Like some of these players that let us down under Mourinho, they let us down earlier under Nuno, and they're letting us down yet again because we need to sign the improvements. We need the personnel. And January, we need to go out there and do the business. We're falling behind, like you guys said. Newcastle spending the money, Arsenal looking to spend the money, Chelsea, everyone's spending money apart from us right now. So unless we start getting out there and dig into our pockets, we're going to fall behind.
George, a lot of the chat just quickly are asking for you to give an apology. Are you ready to just give one out?
What am I apologizing for?
I don't know.
A perfect apology would be like, if I can make it more simple for you, is saying
I'm apologizing for being optimistic for my team. Is that what I'm supposed to be?
All of it. If you say London is red, I think that's a really good apology, George.
Very simple.
It's
London not red?
If you win the Premier League, then it's red. But until then, you haven't finished above us for 7 years. Get it completed, get to the end of the season and do your job, and then we can talk.
Very cheeky.
Question for you, George. Are you still confident of finishing above Newcastle and Man United in the top 4 race?
I mean, confident, maybe not so confident, but it's still possible. We've still got 19 games to play. Still only halfway through the season, and there's plenty of football left where, as you said, a lot of injuries can happen. A lot of the schedule's going to get packed over the next month. So a lot can change. Let's get to the end of the window and see where our team's at, and then we can rediscuss that.
Sweet as. Listen, mate, thanks for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate it, brother. And chat to you again soon. All the best, mate.
Thanks, George.
Take care. Yeah, Lisi showed up. Lisi showed up. Lisi showed up. A lot of people wouldn't do it because it's hard because it's not quite as many watching now. But earlier on, like, there's 8,500 people like shouting stuff at you. Terry, you seriously have to do something about Patrick not coming on after Spurs
I
losses.
messaged him before the game. I said, I hope that, because I was convinced Arsenal were winning. I said, when I call you and give you a cheeky FaceTime, are you going to answer? And he said he would. And before we went on, I tried to give him a ring and
He didn't answer.
Yeah.
he ain't trying to answer my calls.
Listen, in fairness to Patrick, he is at the game, so he's not like at home.
He's still got signal for that.
But equally, these men all live like 2 minutes on the ground.
Yeah.
We've been live for an hour. They can get home and set up. Do you know what I mean? This here says, will Arsenal work if the team starts marking Odegaard like Fred did with KDB? Well, I think they can, because what you then do is you've got Saka, you've got Martinelli, to name 2 that are also creative. The reason that Man United could man mark KDB is because the wide players for City are just so off key right now. You can give them a bit more time and space. You know, it was still KDB, by the way, when he was being marked. He was then drifting out to the right. He was going left, trying to find that space. Yeah. So you can't do that with Arsenal because, like, Martinelli's probably not been that great since the World Cup. He's off form, but he's still dangerous. And Saka, we ain't spoke about him today. Saka was cooking that right-hand side today. Ryan, flame-grilled Sessegnon. That's why he got taken off. They were worried about him being, overdoing him. Do you know what I mean? Overdone. We're going to get Brandon. I know we've been waiting for a long time. I'm very, very sorry. But Dan, the Spurs fan, not only is he going to come on and join us now, I shouldn't laugh at him because he flew to England today to watch this at the stadium. So young Daniel's here with us. How you doing, young man?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Don't know what the point is anymore. Honestly, it's sad all the blame going to Conte because you can see the individual mistakes from Maurice and he's not getting backed. It's a joke at this football club. Obviously, the best day of my life went before the kickoff. When kickoff started, it was the worst day of my life. It's piss poor.
Mate, listen, try calling us because you're going to move down the tube and the signal's going to go because you're going to be on the ground. Try calling us back when you're out if we're still live, and we'll definitely chat to you soon, mate, all right? Take care, bro. That is cutting off in like 10 seconds because he's about to go on the ground.
I ask him if Dan was the fan that kicked Ramsdale.
he tweeted here, what's the point anymore? Oh, bless him. Like, I do feel sorry for him. Like, the man's flown from the United States of America to watch that. I think we were saying, right, you've got to come to what's like Bournemouth at home. That's what your parents have got to bring the thing. Brandon's on the show with us now. Big Arsenal fan. How you doing, mate?
He's muted, bro.
You're on mute. Get off mute. Oh, he's not ready. His wife says, get upstairs before you shout and sing. All right, is he ready to go? Here we go.
Oh, that's better. Hang on, Terry. I'll just let me rehydrate myself with the Tottenham fans' tears.
Hey.
I like it.
That's better. So, Tottenham fans, just learn something, right? You are a tin pot club. Tin pot. Just imagine this, right? Imagine trying to call yourself a big club when your local rivals has had a decade of acting like a small club when they used to be a big club, and they've still won more than you in your golden era. I don't want to hear no big club talk from Tottenham fans anymore. You are a tin pot club. You've had 2 managers who are serial winners, and they still can't do nothing with your dead team. Imagine that. And Terry, KJ, I want to ask you a question. Are you scared? Are you scared yet? Are you scared?
You're asking me that question. Hang on a minute. I started the trend, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
I know you did.
Content creator in the world here.
But right now, right now, you two should be, and the rest of the Man United fan base as well, quaking in your boots. Quaking in your boots. We absolutely bodied Tottenham today, and I know it's not difficult because most teams do it, but we bodied them in that first half. It should have been 3, 4, 5-0. I could have counted. I thought Eddie Nketiah was the best player on the pitch in the first half. I thought he held the ball up very, very well. Most of the good moves went through him. Bukayo Saka doing his job again. Martin Odegaard. I don't think Thomas Partey was that great today. I thought in the first half, especially, his passing was a little bit wayward. Same with Zinchenko as well. But in terms of the second half performance, right? Because I've heard that Tottenham come out and they was a lot better. I don't think it was the case. I just think, right? You look at some of the players that came off when Mikel Arteta made his substitutions. They were absolutely out on their feet. Our players were so tired. We kind of just had to hold on to the lead and defend. And I think that's why you didn't see the same level of performance in the second half as what you did in the first. Now, that tells me, right, and that should tell Edu, that should tell Vinay, that should tell the Cronkies, back Mikel Arteta in this window. It is very, very clear to see that he is doing the best that he possibly can with this squad. We do not have the options off the bench. We are really, really struggling to maintain the level that we're showing in the first half when it comes to second half performances. And against better teams, we will probably concede a couple of goals, right? Harry Kane was non-existent today. Son was non-existent today. You know, music to my ears. But in terms of the transfer window, they need to get this done. Mikel Arteta has took our squad, the lemon, let's just call it, and he's squeezed every single drop out of it that he can. There is nothing more that he can physically do with this squad. You've backed him when we was 15th. You've backed him when we was 8th. You backed him when we finished 5th, when we should have finished 4th. Now he's top of the Premier League. Make sure you back him now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Preach.
I completely agree. We're gonna have a big talk about Arsenal's transfer window on the Top 6 show tomorrow, but the ball would have to get behind him now because of the position you're in, and for it to slip because of an injury and there's no money, and when the money's there, you've bid. So they've got to go out and do it 110%. Brandon, I appreciate you waiting, my friend, to come on and have your say, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon, brother. Enjoy your evening, and we'll chat soon. Thank you. Next up, Jason's here. He's probably got a song for us. He always has a song for us. What are you saying, Jace?
In the words of Egal, Tottenham fans, come outside. Come on, man. Absolutely put on the spliff, man. North London is red. R-E-D. The only thing is white is Ben White. I'm telling you. On a level, we absolutely destroyed them. Put them in a spliff. And now we're 8 points clear. Come on, man. I'm saying that, rival fans, I'm saying, yeah, like, you guys relying on Tottenham, yeah, to affect the title race, like Arsenal blind man directions. It's I don't know what sense you. It's mad, but on a level, we outclassed them, we outplayed them, we outworked them. Now I have no words, but on a level, it's good for a good performance as well, and I feel like I'm growing a little bit more, like in terms of can they win the league? But you know what, it makes me believe now, like, you know, this team is absolutely special. This team is cooking under Arteta as well, and all we need is sign some players as well. So yeah.
Listen, I appreciate that, mate, and thank you very much for coming on. Congrats on the win, Jason, and we'll chat again soon, brother.
Thank you.
Take care, my friend. David, wake up. What are you saying, David?
I'm good. I actually came on here.
Are you scared yet?
Oh, it's not that I'm scared. I actually came here just to say well done to Arsenal. Genuinely, I've got to put my hands up and just say, you know what? They're actually very good. There's nothing. I really wanted Arsenal to be bad, and they're just not. And my club's bad, and we're signing £100 million people that I don't even want. So it's peak. Yeah, they just played really well. Ramsdale was really good. Looked better than Lloris. How Lloris is still goalkeeper, I don't know. He should have just full-on retired, not internationally retired, but that's just me. And yeah, Arsenal just dominated. They just dominated Spurs when they had to, and that's like they played well, and they didn't even play that well. If you understand what I'm trying to say, they played well in terms of having to beat Spurs, but that wasn't Arsenal going 10-10, like getting themselves to be as amazing as they can be. And that should be a worry to other teams, saying they might not drop points. They're not going to drop points at Bournemouth away or at Leeds at home or whatever, like they used to. They're not going to do it anymore. So now you're looking at that fixture list going, how many wins can I just knock off straight away? And how many points are a bit, we don't know. Because I genuinely now think we're now getting to a stage where they're always going to get to a stage where they run out of games for us to go, Arsenal are going to drop off. You can't drop off with like 6 games to go because everyone's fighting for something. Like, it's not going to happen. So I just say that.
David, yo. How do you feel about Arsenal fans going after your new signing now? Do you feel like
this to me doesn't make sense because I don't have Twitter, but literally if I just do that on your like feed, it will scroll up and it'll be, oh, this Mudryk kid is the next thing and blah blah and whatsoever and like, so I have done no scouting on this guy whatsoever. I have no idea how good he is. I watched him one time against Celtic, but if you don't do well against Celtic, you're just not that good. I have no idea how good he is. He could be amazing. He could be really bad. But you like literally like they sent a deal off for 95 mil. They were all like, "Oh, it's gonna happen," and then we just popped up like 20 minutes later. It was like, well, about that one, it's gonna be 100. I don't get why they didn't just match us, because clearly this guy wanted to come to Chelsea, and you're in a situation where you might not get to win the league again. 5 million euros is gonna like just drop that extra 5 million euros and overspend. Because if you're gonna put up 95, why not put up 100?
It's a plan. It's a plan to coax Todd Bowley. We didn't. It was a scam the whole time. We didn't want him. We didn't want him.
Wait. So Egal was wrong. You guys were bluffing, not Chelsea.
So the only thing I'll say about that is like, yeah, you can say on face value, why didn't we just match them? And maybe we will look back on it and say, why didn't we just do it? But it wasn't just matching them in terms of their valuation. It was also going up on the valuation, the guaranteed, going up on the add-ons, and also doubling what we were going to offer him wages wise. I'm sorry, but he's not worth 125,000 per week.
I don't.
Do you know what I mean? And so I get why you guys did it, you know, because you guys can do it. But at the same time, I get that Arsenal want to like maintain, you know, their stance. It's all about what Arsenal do from here, and that's it.
No,
you know?
I hear that. David, mate, thank you very, very much for coming on, mate. I really appreciate you waiting as well. We'll chat again soon, bro. Big week ahead. Big week ahead. Well done on your win as well today. Let the game be finished next Sunday. Remember, we have beaten you this season. Both teams should respect each other. Listen, Arsenal in their heart of hearts, there is a little bit of fear of them playing us. They're not petrified, but they know Man United can hurt them. We're one of the most, a bit like when Newcastle came to the Emirates. I know for a fact that a certain young lady next to me was a little bit nervous about that, and there'll be a little nerves in the build-up, but Arsenal are the favourites. They're the best team in the league, and they are the ones that the pressure is on in this game in terms of performing and winning. Man United will happily take a draw out of this game now, I think, if you offered it to them. But there we go. I want to say a big thank you to my co-host tonight, Jess, Colleen, and of course KJ. Thank you all very, very much. Javern over there on the technical side of things, keeping everything running smoothly. All my super chatters, you're absolutely amazing. My new subscribers, my legendary old school subscribers, and all my members, you're absolutely brilliant. Please make sure you all hit the like button before you leave and scan the QR code on your screen right now. Check out NordVPN. You should be using their VPN provider when you're on the internet doing anything. So get signed up to that now, and we'll give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can try it, see what it's like. And if you don't enjoy it, you can cancel it, but I'm sure you won't. Until next time, everybody, take care. Yo.
Where's your champion?
What do you want? Here it comes.
But you guys, I think what I saw today, you do have something in common with Spurs.
What's that?
You got a little champion.
But that's it. I'm
Take care, everybody. Thank you. God bless. Goodbye.